The 2025 edition of the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, an annual award hosted by Glamour magazine to honor extraordinary and inspirational women from a variety of fields including entertainment, business, music, sport, politics, to mention but a few, was live at the Plaza Hotel in New York. And as the red carpet was rolled out in celebration of the beautiful works of women, we left it up to our divas to serve us some show-stopping looks. Now, while some of our faves did exactly what needed to be done and served us looks for days, others couldn't wait to show up in their fashion disasters. So here are the top 10 best unwashed celebrities at the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025. Take a look. First up on our best dressed list, and starting out super strong, we have the Love Island it girl Olandria Carden. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, she had on this purpley pink taffeta strapless long dress with a train by Kristen Siriano from their 2025 Resorts collection, and she was styled by the incredible duo Matthew and Reginald Brisman, and she was definitely snatching all of the attention with this look because this was the type of look that just made you stop and stare. Now, the first thing really catching my attention about this look has to be the color scheme of this look. I mean, it just had that very iridescent purpley pink color that really was meshed together to give off that very mixed gradient effect. And it was just really stunning to watch. And I just think that she looked absolutely amazing in it. Now, aside from that, the construction of this look just felt very impeccable. The fit of the look was to die for. It definitely was giving off that very custom feel. And I also was loving the gathering detail that we see at the midsection of this dress, just cascading down into that back train. And even though taffeta as a fabric had come off looking very crinkly and crumply, the fact that this was done in that color, it definitely hides most of that crinkling, and so it just did not look as jarring. Now, I love the styling of this look just with the diamond accent jewelries. I love the way she has styled her hair. There was something very old Hollywood-esque about this look, but at the same time, this look just still felt very fresh, very current, and I really can appreciate that. Overall, Olandra looked absolutely beautiful in this look, and so this look, it has to be a hot for me. Next up on our list, we have the legend, the icon, Demi Moore. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, she had on this black two-piece look by Balenciaga, and she was styled by the amazing Brad Goreski. And I feel like this was her time to really just switch things up and give us something very relaxed but still very fashionable. And I feel like she has done exactly just that with this look on the red carpet for sure. I mean, all year long, she has been dripping in the stones, in the sequins, in the corset. So for her to do a full 360 and give us something very chill, it definitely was showing her fashion range, and I really was just here for it. I mean, she did not have to do too much in this look. This look in itself just felt very clean, very put together, very beautifully constructed. And even though this was an all black look, you could still tell that it had that oomph to where I thought it was a really glamorous look, fit for a red carpet. Now, the styling of this look is what really is selling this look to me. I mean, just the inclusion of that off-white leather glove really just shook things up and made this look even more visually interesting to look at. I also was loving the shoes, the diamond accessories. She really just said, I am going to slay this red carpet regardless. I'm going to give it very chill. I'm going to give it very demure, but it's still going to hit 100 times better. And I feel like she achieved that with this look for sure. Overall, Demi definitely showed us a taste of what simple yet impactful fashion is, and so this look, it has to be a hot for me. Up next on our list, we have the cutesy, the dainty Dove Cameron. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025, she had on this brown embroidered long dress by Roberto Cavalli from their Spring-Summer 2026 collection, and I absolutely did adore this dress on her. I mean, Dove to me has that very cutesy-like personality, but tonight, she was channeling that very grown, sexy woman in this look, and honestly, I loved it, and it was still very tastefully done. Now, this is how you do a sheer dress to a place where I have no other option than to fall in love with it. Now, more than anything, it really was the way this look was constructed that really was selling this look to me. I mean, just the way that mesh black base of the fabric was embellished with those brown embroideries. It just was done with such consistency that yes, you could tell that this was a sheer dress, but everything just feels very covered up, very tastefully done. And it definitely was bringing something very different in terms of like the silhouette of the dress. And I really can appreciate that. Now, the dress fits nice. I love the way it starts to get very fuller at the bottom half of the dress. It just gave this look that more balanced feel to it. And I loved it. Her hair looks amazing. The makeup looks very pretty and subtle. And overall, this look, you could say that Dove really understood the assignment on the red carpet for sure. So yeah, this look by Dove, it has to be a hot for me. Next up on our list, we have the stunning Suni Lee. And for the Glamour Women of the Year awards, she had on this red textured off the shoulder long gown by Sao Lee. And she looked so ravishing, so alluring in this look. And I truly was obsessed. Now, we have to talk about this color on her. I mean, need I say more? She looked so red-y to slay in this look, all pun intended. And I think that she did exactly just that for sure. I also just think that this color just looked absolutely beautiful up against her skin tone. And that to me was another layer of yes, yes, and yes again to this look. I also was loving the texture of the fabric that was used in the construction of this look. I mean, it just didn't feel the most fluid, but it definitely looked really expensive, very lavish, very luxe, and I think it looked super glamorous for sure. Now, the fit of the dress was really impressive just because it did not have any element of stretch, but it still was able to accentuate her beautiful figure, and so she definitely gets bonus points for that. Her hair looks amazing. I love it, swooped to the side like that. And overall, let's just say that Suni definitely stunned on the red carpet in this look for sure. And so this look, it has to be a hot for me. Finally, on our best dress list, we have the beautiful, the dapper Midge Purse. And for the Glamour Women of the Year awards, she had on this white trench jacket dress by Sergio Hudson. And she was styled by the incredible Molly Peters. And she definitely was serving us something very different with this look on the red carpet. And I think that she absolutely nailed it. Now, this is the second Sergio look that we've seen on the red carpet in the past week. First of all, it was Ciara in that white suit set that looked really good, really polished. And now this, he definitely knows how to construct a well-tailored suit for women. And we definitely see that in this look. Now, the suit fits nice. You could tell that the tailoring on this was top-notch. And it definitely was giving off that very custom look and feel. And I absolutely can appreciate that. I also just love that she has gone for that white color. It just felt so crisp, so clean, so polished. And I absolutely loved it. I also was loving the styling of this look, just with the heels, the tie, the pocket square. It definitely just felt very cohesive, very fashion, and I loved it. Overall, she definitely was doing her big one with this look on the red carpet for sure. And so this look, it has to be a hot for me. First up on our worst dress list, we have the South African baddie superstar Tyla. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025, she had on this vintage pastel green pattern single-sleeved long gown by Dior. And while I can really appreciate the fact that she was going a more glam route with this look, I really just didn't care for the dress in on itself, if we're being honest. Yes, I know that this is a vintage Dior look, a part of fashion history might I add, but let's just say some vintage looks needs to stay in the past where they belong. And I feel like this dress is one of those dresses that needs to stay in the past where they belong. I mean, I just wasn't loving the way the dress presented. I just wasn't loving the dress visually. It just felt very odd and it just was an immediate no-no for me. I mean, this just looks like an old grandma dress and I feel like it aged her for sure. I also wasn't loving the color of this look on her. It just didn't look great, especially up against her skin tone. And let's just say I have seen Tyla in better looks, if we're being honest. I mean, just the way the sleeves into that neckline was cut, it was just cut far too low. And just the styling of this look, just with the pearls, she just looked really goofy in that, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, let's just say that there was nothing that could have been done with this look because, let's be so for real right now, this was a really ugly dress. So yeah, this look by Tyla, it has to be a chop for me. Next up on our list, we have the gorgeous, gorgeous Rachel Zegler. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025, she had on this yellow shimmering strapless long gown by Alex Perry. And this was definitely a hard watch, and I really just couldn't get behind this look. Now, more than anything, it really was the color of this dress that was just throwing me all the way off. I mean, just this shade of yellow, it just had that very neon feel to it. And I don't think that she was pulling off this color in any way, shape, or form. It just didn't look good on her, and that was a no-no for me. I just think that she would have looked so much better in like cooler tones, or even maybe like a red, because this neon shade of yellow, it just looks really jarring, really off, and I just wasn't loving. I mean, the dress was an okay dress in terms of like the construction, but it just was the wrong dress to put her in because it did absolutely nothing for her. Overall, no, this look, it has to be a chop for me. Up next on our list, we have the ebony goddess Danae Benton, and for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025, she had on this black bodysuit moment with a pair of black oversized pants, and this look was just sticking out to me like a sore thumb, and all the while I'm just going, what even is this look to begin with? Now, I just didn't love anything about this look. The bodysuit just looked really poorly constructed, and the puffy sleeves that we see on the look, it just seemed very weird, very odd to look at, and that was a no-no for me. I also really wasn't loving the oversized pants. It just seemed very weird, very unintentional, very ill-fitting, and that was a recipe for fashion disaster for me. Now, the combination of the both was really just jarring to look at. It did nothing for her. She just looked a hot boo-boo mess in this look, and the look put together, it just felt really diabolical. Overall, choices were definitely made tonight, and those choices were not glamorous choices. So yeah, this look, it has to be a chop for me. Next up on our list, we have the beautiful, the gorgeous Tayshia Adams. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, she had on this black and patterned long dress by Gayena Yones. And yeah, this look was just not my cup of tea, I would say. Now, I love me a good mixing and matching of like fabric textures in a look, but sometimes fabric do not work well together, and the look can feel a bit stop and start. It can feel a little too forced. It can feel a little too disjointed, and that is exactly what I think is happening with this look. I mean, I just think that the black fabric was so lush, so expensive, but everything just starts to fall apart for me as soon as they include that tie and dye pattern fabric. It just looked like they did not belong together, and so the construction of the look, it just felt a bit too forced, and that was a no-no for me. I just would have wanted a dress made out of that black fabric alone, or even the tie and dye fabric alone, but just the coming together of them, it just wasn't fun to look at. So yeah, this look, it just really didn't work. Felt very choppy, very disjointed, and so it has to be a chop for me. Finally, on our worst dress list, we have the bold, the beautiful Alex Noel. And for the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025, she had on this silver sequin long gown, and this look just didn't flatter her body type at all, and that was kind of disappointing. I mean, I get the concept of loving yourself and wearing whatever you want to wear, but the truth is that some looks will look more flattering on certain body types and some just wouldn't. Now, I just didn't love how the design of this look was heavily focused at the midsection of this dress. Maybe she was trying to hide her tummy, which is absolutely fine, but just the inclusion of that black fabric across the look is just making that section a bit more noticeable, and it's just drawing all the focus to that area, and it just kind of defeats the purpose of what she was ultimately going for. I just think that a ball gown type dress would have just suited her a bit more. It would have felt very grand, very extravagant, and it still would have had that very nice fit and really accentuated her body in such a beautiful way. Overall, let's just say I just didn't love the look. It really just didn't do anything for her beautiful body, and so it has to be a chop for me. Alright guys, we have come to the ending of today's video. In today's video, I share with you guys my top 10 best unwatched dress celebrities at the Glamour Women of the Year Awards 2025. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. It helps me a lot. And yeah, surely I will be catching you guys in the next one. But for now, it is bye for now. Au revoir.